Welcome back to the MCG. Congratulations to Raiden Tallis, who will play his 163rd and final game in the Hawthorn colours. Has been a terrific stalwart for the Hawthorn Footy Club, been a hard-working midfielder. He's done some very big jobs over the years and claimed some very big scalps. Nathan Loney also celebrating 50 games, but it's Raiden Tallis' farewell to footy, and we say well done to him as we welcome Eddie Maguire to the broadcast. Welcome, Ed.
G'day, Gary, and Brian, well done this morning. Great Sunday footy show. Look, there's no doubt about it. This is a very important game. I know everyone says, oh, it's going to be a lock-in and all that sort of stuff, but if you're out there today and you've got the wooden spoon in front of you and you don't really fight to make sure you don't get hold of it, then, you know, I don't know whether you've got any competitive spirit about you. And when you look at Hawthorn, they haven't lost 10 games in a row at the MCG since 1926 to 1936, when they used to play Melbourne once a year here at the MCG and couldn't get near them. So that, the wooden spoon and everything else, players playing for their futures and hopefully to send their coaches off with a bit of honour. We hope to see a red-hot go. And
coaches also coaching for their future. Richmond won the toss. Wayne Campbell kicked to the right of screen. It's with great delight, Brian, that we welcome a man that's been chomping at the bit to get down on the boundary all year. He's finally got his big break. Former Richmond great Brendan Gale.
And it looks as though I'm going to get very wet here, Gary. Just looking overhead, I smell a conspiracy. I feel that Jason McCartney might have got the 7-day forecast and decided to take a holiday. But we've been told the rain's going to keep away for the next 2 hours. And down here, it's a great feeling. We've been told from both camps it's going to be a very fiercely contested game. The Richmond side, as selected, Nick Holland's a late withdrawal from Hawthorn, as you mentioned earlier. And Joel Smith, who was strucken down with a flu early in the week, will take his position on the boundary line to start the game. So it's going to be a fantastic game, and we're looking forward to it.
Good on you, Brendan, and just remember that Brown and Gold out there as well today. You know, very rarely does he open two eyes when he's covering a Richmond game.
Nice opening.
But,
very objective now, Eddie.
Nice opening from Brendan. Just the strucken was the only minor slip up. I know.
Strucken down with anything down there.
Not bad from a solicitor.
Yes, exactly. It is going to be a big afternoon of footy. These guys. Well, it's very hard when you're not playing for much towards the latter half of the year. Well, all of a sudden this afternoon they are playing for very, very high stakes, and the motivation would be high. They know that they've had disappointing seasons. They know they've got to live with the result over the summer months. And as you said, Eddie, to live with a wooden spoon for 6 months before you get another crack at it is not a nice feeling.
And don't worry, people try to placate everybody these days by saying, oh, we got the #1 draft pick and all the rest of it. Look, there's probably 6 or 7 kids as good as each other in the first round of the draft. It's got nothing to do with next year or the future of the club. This is all about today and going forward with a bit of momentum.
The Hawks and the Tigers, round 21 action underway. Umpires today, Andrew Coates, Craig Hendry, Kieran Nichols. Out of the middle, the Hawks get the first break. To centre half forward, Blumfield got in the way for the Tigers. Battling needs support. Got it out the back door, Hartigan. Been a fine young player for the Tigers this year. Tivendale, short ball, pretty ugly off the boot. And there he is, the man that leads the competition over the last 4 weeks with disposals, Joel Bowden, with a brilliant kick. Tigers being tackled there. Weller got rid of it just in the nick of time. They jump on the ball. The smother was effective by Piccioni, and the Hawks are away. Driving ball, Campbell's direction inside 50. Gasper, good front body position. Oh, the Tigers crashed in. The Hawks had a go too, and Brendan Gale is exactly spot on. Andrew Callaway at the bottom of the pack.
Fierce opening, absolutely. I saw Vandenberg try and split a pack before. On this occasion, it's Tallis, the man playing his last game. It's going to be a bit of fire and brimstone here.
Well, the opening shows that the hype or the build-up that we were giving the game was right on the money. Both teams ready for action this afternoon, and not a lot of talk there in the Tiger defence, as Gasper and Callaway almost collided with each other.
Zantuck down there has picked up Williams, giving him a pretty hard time at the moment too, young Mark Williams.
Campbell Brown and Andrew Cracker. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? The two different styles of the players. Brown, a hard, straight-ahead player. Cracker, beautiful skills. Zantuck did well there, had to go one-handed, left himself open, was thrown to the ground, and in the meantime he and Williams have a little wrestle. A little bit of going on over there, and the umpire's seen that. And as is always the case, the retaliator will get the free kick.
There's been a bit going on there, and I mentioned that right from before the first bounce.
Yep, so it'll go against the retaliator, is the point I'm making, is that Zantuck was dealt with heavily after he got rid of the ball.
Yeah, well, that is often the case, Eddie. What retaliators have got to do is just bide their time. If they keep getting picked off, bide your time.
So, Williams, as a result, gets the free kick. The shotgun is cocked and loaded. He wants to have a go. Zantuck right on the line. He's very close here. Williams steps around him, was good play, then brushes the tackle, gets inside 50, tumbles it forward. Was always going to struggle straightening up onto the right foot, and as a result, a point is recorded, the first score of the day to Hawthorn.
Matthew Richardson being picked up by Mark Graham. So he always gets a tough job, Mark Graham.
Bowden, and you talk about wooden spoons, guys. There's a player out there that could play in consecutive wooden spoons with different clubs. Nathan Brown, of course, who now has the ball. Wouldn't want that against his name.
Richo going to the square now, so it looks like Hay might have him.
Brown short, finds Tivendale on his favoured left side with a beautiful low ball.
You reckon David Smorgan would send him maybe a bit of kitchen equipment?
Might.
During the week?
Not sure David's quite in a position to be doing that just yet. Maybe next year, given the form last night.
Well, I'm not sure there's another player that has achieved such a feat. Mind you, it hasn't been achieved yet by Nathan Brown, but certainly on the cards. We'll check into that as the day progresses.
At different clubs.
At different clubs, yep. Ball to centre half forward for the Hawks. Beaumont, Callaway go at it. Probably didn't have it. Didn't matter though. Hawks get hold of it and Bowden marks a defensive goal square. So the Tigers out wide to Hartigan. On half back. He's got the lead on downfield. Likes what he sees. Good effort to mark by Coghlan. What a return already. Kick into Richo on the lead. Marked safely on the chest.
That's great for Coghlan, Gary. First touch back.
Yeah, absolutely. Started in the middle and now pushes forward. Wouldn't have the fitness to run in the middle all day. So on young Brennan at the moment, so they'd fancy that matchup. I
think I said 8 goals, 17 over the last 4 weeks. It's 8 goals, 15. In fact, for Matthew Richardson, here he is. Tough angle, kick on the way. Make that 8 goals, 15, and out of bounds on the full. No, it's a behind. So 8 goals, 16 to Matty Richardson over the last month, as the Tigers get their first score on the board.
Much of the footy, the Hawks, 7 possessions to 17 at the moment. And, well, already Bowden starting to look dangerous. Leckis has got the job. Effectively, you would think, as a defensive half-forward on Joel Bowden at half-back.
Trinkrode from full-back. Booming kick. Beautiful mark taken by Graham at full stretch onto Vandenberg, who read it beautifully. Saw his man had the ball and took off. Now he thumps it inside 50, hoping for the best, but the kick let him down. And the Tigers can rebound. Gasper now out to Brown. Brown with the swinging handball inside was good enough to find Blumfield in the end. Blumfield just went for the step pass. He's turned it over atrociously. Biggest man on the ground standing there, Spider Everett. Now, Spider hasn't got much to go to. Piccioni gives him a lead out to the right half-forward flank. That's ignored. Piccioni now pushing up to centre wing. Everett goes laterally across to Crode.
Well, Robert Campbell is playing full forward effectively, and Beaumont centre half-forward. Campbell's going to have to do a lot of work this afternoon.
Brennan inside 50 again, makes it hard. Did well, though. Campbell got it away. Shot forward's going to be the first goal of the game. Lance Piccioni, who was lurking. We spoke about it. He'd been out there for a long time. And he hit Campbell front and square to kick the first goal of the game.
Well, that's what he needs to do, big Robbie Campbell, is present. Sometimes he's going to have to present up around the 50-metre line, and he did on that occasion. Doesn't have to be laced out as long as he anticipates it first. And Piccioni just delicately put it on the left foot and bounced it through. So the Tigers have been doing most of the attacking, but just nice little bit of work from Piccioni. Nathan Brown is the player that Piccioni's gone to, so just needs to be very, very aware of where he is.
Lance Piccioni with his first goal in this game. Just 9 games for the year for Piccioni. Back in the middle of the ground, Everett did well to Mitchell. Boy, have they been a combination in that sense this year. They lead the competition. Hodge, or Reese is it? Long ball. It was Hodge. Great goal. Beautiful work, Spider and Mitchell.
Well, look, this is an amazing game. Hard to get these matchups right. They are swapping and changing all over the place. When you've got a ruckman like Peter Everett in the middle of the ground, I wouldn't leave the back of the square too open. And that's what happens here. You can't allow someone with a deadly left foot like Luke Hodge to waltz out of the middle and have no one come and meet him. And that just needs to be addressed at the moment. Pachoni at half forward, Blundfield with him, Raiden Tallis now on Nathan Brown. Or maybe they switched in general play, but a good start for the Hawks.
So the Hawks off to a great start. Everett again to Cox, to Mitchell. Back inside and put Graham under the hammer. Now the ball spills loose. Chance for Coughlin again. Got a bad bounce. Crowd strong. Breaks through the tackle. Told his grandfather, a former All Black, he's going to play like a rugby union player. Got one high there. He'll take the free kick. And that's the way he's got to play. He's a big bullocking player. Forget the finesse. Just get the ball and go.
He's been doing that more of late, which is a good sign.
Kick forward. Crowd last night at Dermot Brereton's 40th birthday left very early on, and it was great to see. He was there, shook hands, saw a few of the old boys, had a bit of a chat to him. I saw him speaking to Russell Green and David O'Halloran and Gary Ayres and the likes, and paid his respects, and as you'd expect with a professional footballer, away he went. And he was all fired up for today, and today he has been one of the best already on the ground. Off hands, here's a chance now as the handball comes over the top from Kane. Leckers. Caught. Good play by the Tigers now. They have to mount something from here. Fleming gets the ball back to Blundfield. This kick is a bit better. At least it's a chance for the Tigers. But to a one-on-one contest was about all that was on offer, though. And a good thump over the line coming from Brennan. We'll have a throw in on centre wing. Inside 50, 7-2 Hawthorn's way. And Ty Zantuck just having one of those days.
Big clash here. Big clash. This accidental contact wasn't anything untoward. Been a bit slow getting up.
Boundary throw in. Everett to Mitchell again, although this time Roden takes it away. Got space. No one in front of him. Can keep running. Decides to kick long. Richo on the lead. Takes the easiest of marks. And centering ball by Richardson has been marked in the end by Luke Weller. And Richo not confident to kick the goals. And, well, if there's someone there standing directly in front of them, give it to them, I guess.
It was absolutely the right play. Good work from a stop play. It's got a big job, Ray Hall, on Peter Everett. Everett could set this game up throughout the course of the day because of his ruck work. If Ray Hall could just try and nullify Everett, then the Tigers will be some sort of chance.
Just 3 goals in league football, Luke Weller. This one, 30 metres out directly in front, and conditions beautiful out on the G today. Shouldn't be a problem. Tigers still searching for their first goal. Weller's got it.
Nice to get the first one on the board for the Tigers. They've had plenty of footy, plenty of opportunities. Hardigan started the game magnificently. They've got a bit of run. And obviously Matthew Richardson looms as one of the keys. Very good on a lead. Can take a contested mark as well. He's starting very deep this game, Matthew Richardson. I don't think the Tigers need to see him too far outside 50 metres.
So the Tigers, through Luke Weller, get their first goal on the board. Good play from Roden and Richardson to set it up. Centre bounce. An infringement there will go the way of Hawthorn. So Everett, who had it, played on straight away. And that was good play. Leckers knew he's a left footer, ran to the right spot. And Spider put it lace out on his chest. Now the kick to full forward. Up they go. Beaumont's there, got both hands to it, couldn't quite hold it. Brown trying to find a bit of space. To Zantuck, who flicked it out only as far as Mitchell off a step. It's a high left foot snap to the goal square. Touched right on the line. Went higher than it went in length. And it's through for a behind.
Got to be very disciplined, the Hawthorn forwards. Make sure there's a lot of space.
Brennan Gale at boundary line. Benny, what do you see?
Just saw Ty Zantuck get hit again, Eddie. We saw before he got hit in the marking contest. He's getting worked over the last 5 minutes, and he's been in the hands of the trainers a couple of times this quarter. And tough kid, staying on at this stage.
Good on you, Brendan. Brennan Gale on the boundary line today on Sunday Football. As Hardigan gets dragged off the ball, chance for the Hawks as it goes to the pocket. Awkward bounce for Gasper. Nice kick from Gasper, dribbled it up to Blundfield, now to Campbell, the captain. Campbell's kick, as you'd expect, is a good one. Didn't leave too much margin for error, and Hyde marks at half-back flank. First touch coming up for Chris Hyde, originally from Baruga. His 29th game of football. Chips it short. Ray Hall. It's a lead from Roden. Decides to ignore that and kick it long. Big pack developing. Pushing and shoving. Umpires found one. Will go the way of the Tigers.
Galloway.
And as Gary says, Kellaway's got it as Coghlan tried to steal the advantage.
Right, they just need to keep out and let Richo go one-on-one here.
And there it is. What Gary asked for, one-on-one. Except Coghlan took his man back with him and made it 3-on-1.
Well, he just cost Matthew Richardson a mark and a shot at goal. He did all the hard work by getting rid of his defender in Jonathan Hay. Well, I'd be saying to Mark Coghlan, you come near him again, I'm going to clip you on the back of the head. Why take your man into that situation?
Yeah. And for the kids at home not quite understanding, Coghlan needed to lead out to a pocket, Gary, is what you're saying.
Well,
make him get covered.
Go up the middle, come up to the 50-metre line and then crumb.
Richo in there again. Well, it was pretty simple to see. Cracker's grabbed high. We've got a free kick. 15 metres out.
And one to go on with there, Ed.
So Hodge will have to be a bit careful, acting vice-captain today. The last thing his team needs is for him to be missing for round 1 next year.
Well, maybe he's had a look at some of the tribunal non-decisions in recent weeks and thought, I'll take the liberty.
Well, it'll be all right if he headbutts him or punches him. He'll be right.
I think he hit the ground there.
Yeah, I don't think he hit anything there. According to the tribunal in recent weeks, he's got a 50-metre penalty, and that's about right. And Cracker comes in, kicks the goal, and the Tigers are within a point.
Well, as you'd expect, with two sides at 15th and 16th, pretty even contest at the moment. There's the free kick, the initial free kick, no worries about that. And well, that doesn't look good, there's no doubt about that. That is a punching motion. There's some conjecture over whether or not it looked like it hit the ground there. So I'm not sure what the 50 metres was given for, but I think this will be a pretty tight old contest.
The Tigers fight back and are within a point at the 14-minute mark of the first quarter. And there's just a little bit of niggle creeping into this game. Zantuck and Piccioni have been going at it, and verbally as well. Back in the middle, Everett and Hall, one down, out of the middle, held onto it a bit too long. Vandenberg. The Tigers get the second chance to clear the ball. The skipper, Campbell, picks it up. His handball is intercepted. In there as well. Here comes Hall on the left boot. Quick shot. Heavy traffic, out of bounds.
I think the umpire paid the advantage there, Gary.
Yep, right. Spider's back in the centre square. He should have, because he had ample time, and if it's knocked out, it's a free kick, I'm told. Spider's back in the square. On that occasion, Ray Hall had pushed forward. That's what he needs to do as well if he's going to take on Peter Everett.
Is there a vacuum cleaner in my ear somewhere, boys? Or am I the only one hearing that?
No, I can hear a buzz.
Yeah.
A bit of construction work.
Construction work going on. In the meantime, Spider Everett does it again. Having a real influence on this game, the big Spider. 5th possession coming up in the opening 15 minutes of play. Plus some good taps as well. Kick forward, Beaumont up high. Drag to the ground. We'll have another bounce. And Brian, you're talking about the wooden spooners. Of course, Simon Beaumont out there, he could pick up 2 in 3 years at different clubs.
That's not a bad effort. Not the sort of thing you're looking to pick up, Ed, but it's a fact. Roden, Brown.
Probably refer to me to his 8 goals before half-time against Collingwood on this ground to counter that.
So the Tigers at half-back. Bowden looking to launch another strong challenge here. Kick downfield wasn't what it should have been, and Graham has marked the ball. Looking for the 50 metres there, but thought Graham initiated the ball being knocked out of his hands.
Didn't receive a lecture. Thought he might have got one after the umpiring last night.
They've been very verbose, the umpires. I certainly were at Telstra Stadium.
Very aggressive.
The
umpiring.
Here. What would you have said if the umpire had spoken to you in that tone, Ryan?
I would have said, no, you come here, you little white man.
No, you've got to show respect.
Kick the ball long. Everett flies, punched away by Hall. And at ground level, Dyer. I wasn't good in the heat of the moment.
Still aren't.
Coghlan. Driving ball. No one home again for the Tigers across half forward. Look at that. 1 on 3. And in the end, it's one out by Brennan. Crowd now. Driving the ball back. from where it originally started. Pachoni and Blumfield go at it. Boundary line beats all, so Tigers have got a problem across half forward.
Yes, well, Hawthorn have as well. Nick Holland out of the side, but the Tigers are bereft. They've got no tools across half forward at all. I think probably Fleming is a player who's playing there effectively, or maybe Weller.
A throw in. Everett gets the tap. Pachoni tries to flick it out. Brown and Roden go at it. Campbell. Bananas it forward. Brown is on the burst here. Gets the handball. Now a chance from right on 50. Nathan Brown under pressure has hit it off the side of the boot as well. And there's no wind here today, so don't be mistaken it's blowing to that pocket, because that's where the Tigers' kicks are all seeming to go at the moment.
No, the conditions look to be almost perfect. Benny Gale called for rain, then said it won't rain, so we're a little confused about that, but I think the rain will stay away.
I think it might come. Up they go, Batten over the top, but punch away. Centre square action here. The Hawks who'll win the loose ball. Well done, Brennan. Got the handball to Reese. Out wide, now the Hawks, an opportunity here. Good mark by Kane. Look to move it quickly. We know Crode likes to kick it long. Handball over the top. Here's Bateman. A little bit of trouble controlling the ball. He's on a difficult angle. 45 metres out. Let's go. Goal! Campbell's got the shepherd through. Well done, Bateman and Campbell in combination.
Gee, it was good presence of mind, big Robbie Campbell, wasn't it? Often you say you have to go if you're in any doubt. Well, clearly he was in no doubt. He knew where he was. Bateman straight on from the interchange. Lekas was a player taken off. Bowden winning a bit too much of the footy. Good run from half-back for Crode. Now, he summed this up. It was a very congested Hawthorn forward line. So had a look, and then watch Campbell. Makes a very wise decision. Just went to the marking contest, took Callaway out of it, and allowed the ball to go through.
So Trent Crode with 6 disposals, right in amongst it again. Bateman took his chance coming on off the bench and kicked the goal, and as Gary said, good play by Campbell. So nice team play. Coughlin back in the thick of it again. Going through hard on that occasion was Clark. Chance for Ray Hall. Pachoni picked his pocket. Campbell on hands and knees. Blumfield got it across. High up and under. Well, that was an ordinary kick going forward. Mitchell, look at that. Magnificent stuff. Held it up, knocked it out. Off the ground. Not a lot of science involved in this game at the moment. As Coughlin does it well. Puts it out in front of his teammate, Tivendale. But away they go. Brennan's had a good day so far. He's been very good. To Vandenberg. On centre wing, Vandenberg looking for Beaumont. Out in front. Second grab, might have got one high. Umpire said in the act. Play on. Joel Bowden on his non-preferred right boot, but it comes off because Campbell made the play over the top. They're trying to get it going here, the Tigers. Now it can open up for Tivendale from 55. Out, Tivendale goes long and offline and through for a behind. Fleming was on for the handball, but Tivendale, who's a beautiful kick from that mark, decided to take it on himself. It misses.
They get very few clean running goals, the Tigers. Always seem to be working through heavy traffic and under pressure, Gary.
Yeah, they do. I think that's for the lack of a target, particularly up forwards. They're not that confident to go quickly and directly. Vandenberg,
even Tivendale then was in a lot of traffic. The run here is good by Loney. The driving ball, a little fortunate, but Spider has marked directly in front, 30 metres out.
Once again, a 60-metre kick off one step from Trent Crode opened the play up there. In fantastic form, Trent Crode today. And Gary, how many times have you called for that long kicking and into the square, into the spot?
I think it's the way to go, particularly for a side who's had a disappointing year and hasn't got the skills to try and pick targets off. It's all right if you're at Geelong at the moment or St Kilda or Brisbane, but a big job for Spider, who has to ruck and also at the most opportune time try and get down to half forward and provide a bit of a target.
Of course, Spider Everett recruited from St Kilda, originally from Hastings, not South Fremantle as we put on the screen.
25 goals from his 21 games this year. Spider launches, never any doubt about that. Hawks have got their 4th goal.
Look, I tell you, when you have a look at Hawthorn, and we know they've had a shocking year and there's a new coach who's going to take them up, you've got 2 players in the key defensive post that you can perhaps rebuild with. You've got Hay at fullback and Crode at centre half back. They could be there for the next 6 or 8 years. You had Jacobs, you had Joel Smith perhaps to run across from half-back, maybe Campbell Brown. You can set up from your defensive half for Hawthorn. They get the forward line right, it won't be too bad.
So the Hawks out to a 12-point lead, and the centre break all important. Rees tried to thread the needle, but Campbell was good enough to get in the way. Once again, Crode reading it beautifully. Gary, what sort of a role has Crode got across halfback? Just a sweeping role?
No, he's got Weller as his opponent, but he's not a dangerous forward Weller, so he's backing his own judgment.
Everett going forward again, leaves it in the air a long time, which put Rees under pressure. Chance for the Tigers through Hardigan. Next kick is an important one. There's plenty of pressure. Just got away. No, he didn't. Oh, Campbell in the end punched it away. He needed to take it. As a result, Cracker gets it out wide. Nichols, the former Hawk, long and strong up towards Richardson. Almost got it. Off hands. Chance for the Tigers again, but the kick from Weller was offline and through for a behind. So Weller has 1 goal, 1. Oh, what Campbell was doing there, boys?
Of which Campbell?
Campbell down here when the ball came in.
No, I think he
away.
started to stumble, realised that he might not have been able to make it. So we'll give him that benefit of the doubt.
Changes starting to come through the interchange bench there now, as you just saw. As we near the end of this first quarter, 23-minute mark, still 5 minutes left, so the midfielders will be starting to be rotated through. Williams on the lead, great pass from Joel Smith.
50 on Lynch Bowden.
Yep, the late push against Joel Bowden, so that's his first mistake today.
Well, it's a horrible, horrible thing to do, because the mark's taken and all that did. I don't know whether that made Joel feel any better or not. But
look, no one from Richmond's going to stand on the mark here.
Gasper's going now. Just turned a half certainty, not a half certainty, about a 40% you would have thought, into a 95%.
Williams looking to convert his first goal of the game and make it 33 for 2004. Just walks in off the step, got it. 5 in the first quarter so far to the Hawks.
Not sure if it was cocked then, but just keep our cameras on this, because Zantuck's very keen to get into this.
Fighting out of his division at the moment.
That's exactly what Big Spider Everett needs to do, and he did it beautifully. He's your big man to get in there, fly the flag, and you've got to develop some spirit amongst your team, particularly when you've had a bad year. And he's going at it. That's a free kick, surely. Yep, free kick.
Zantuck is going crazy here.
He's lost the plot, Brian.
He has lost the plot. He's just been reported. And I tell you what, it's not over yet. He and Spider started initially, and he has momentarily lost the plot.
He has, and Richie Vandenberg just wanders in. Wayne Campbell now, they've got to get Zantuck off.
Vandenberg's got to get out because they've got the free kick. They're going to get a double shot goal here.
Well, it just depends whether Richie can trust himself. He can get in there and get in his face. He's just got to be able to trust himself.
You don't want to give the umpires a reason to turn it around, though, Gary, do you?
This is a good move. Zantuck needs just to have a breather, and then you get him back on within a couple of minutes. But just a quick word on the phone from Danny Frawley.
Spider giving him a nice verbal send-off as well.
Here it is.
And that's
what's called a jumper punch, I think, Brian.
And a bit of a just shake the rag doll at the end as well.
Jumping punch.
Williams comes in for his second goal in 30 seconds and has missed from directly in front.
Well, we want Zantuck back on because he's certainly put a little bit of life into the game, although there's nothing wrong with the game. And here we are again. Let's just watch this one. That's what it was for. A little bit of a shake.
Lucky it wasn't a concrete oval. Ball back in play for the Tigers as they go forward now.
Well, there was much luck involved, right? I've never heard of one.
Well, occasionally the underprivileged play on the med. Well, better still, lucky it wasn't at a nightclub.
Exactly. More to the point as Brown goes down. And for the statistically minded, Brian, you did make the point about Nathan Brown possibly playing in back-to-back wooden spoons. He's had 16 wins from his last 64 games at the Western Bulldogs and the Tigers. Simon Beaumont's only had 10 from 64 at Carlton and Hawthorn. Here's Williams, though. He might be online today, though. Williams, he has got a target on his head, but it doesn't matter because the target he was looking for was Big Spider and he hit it.
And the crowd are up and about, which is great. Not a massive crowd at the moment, or you wouldn't expect, but there's some feeling and some passion and some emotion. This was lovely play. He meant this kick, and it was deft and skillful.
That's the 5th mark for Spider Everett, by the way. Some great tapping as well. Spider comes in. He's a beautiful kick. Look at that. Goal number 2 for the big Spider. And suddenly they are away to the tune of 24 points, the Hawks.
Well, here's the key. He is the key. When you're talking about big men over, what, 6'3", for instance, all of the strength lies in the brown and gold. You've got Crow, you've got, well, Hayes with Richo. That probably you put Richo ahead there. But up the other end, Spider's now been able to push forward. Campbell's gone into the ruck. Means a badly out of form Gasper has to go to Spider Everett. You'd fancy that if you're a Hawthorn supporter.
The Hawks have kicked 4 straight to lead it by 24 points. Interchange bench. Hawthorn have used it 10 times. The Tigers just 3. And we've played 27.5 minutes. First quarter action at the MCG. It's tough in the middle. There's a few having a go. I tell you what, Brown caught one. And just went and let Jackson know. In the meantime, Richo marks deep forward.
Nichols.
He can go on to Nichols in the goal square. He'll mark and play on. No, he won't. He'll go back and take his kick. There's a bit happening off the ball in this game at the moment.
We might have a look at that Campbell Brown off the square again if we can, but well, you judge Matthew Richardson often on how many goals he kicks, and people give him a hard time for the fact that he misses some easy ones. Mind dragging out his assists column, because this is the second direct one he has set up.
Bill Nichols in his first game for the year comes in from about 15 metres out. Got it. The Tigers break the run of Hawthorn 4 goals straight.
A former Hawthorn player, of course, Billy Nichols, hasn't had much of an opportunity this year, but he started okay, started to win a bit of footy. This is the centre bounce. You just see a flash come across your screen. Whoa. There it is. He missed everything, but he was coming hard, was Campbell Brown. So what happens when there's a bit of figure in here? You have to be aware of your teammates by looking after them, by getting your opponent, making sure he can't do that.
Ty Zantuck's been in the wars. He's copped a few, he's given a few, and now he's sitting on the pine.
Reported.
And a report next to his name, as Gary said. Mitchell to the forward 50. Everett again, just fell underneath it. Good thump away by Jackson. Out to Nathan Brown. Brown wants to get on the left boot, and Dars opens it up. Good football. Callaway. Kick wasn't nearly good enough. It was 15 metres in front of Marsh. Could have hit him on the chest. Cracker inside to Chaffey now. Something building for the Tigers. Chaffey up to Richardson, one-on-one. But hey, just had the drop on him. Did it beautifully. Handles over the top to Cox. Reese stepping around. Concedes some ground. Trying to make it as hard as possible, the Hawks at the moment. Find a bit of space. Clark. Left foot. Up towards Everett, who's got the sit again. Crashed the pack. Did well. Williams tapped it out. Little give, yeah, throw, said the umpire, from Campbell to Cracker. And the free kick on 50 goes to Mitchell. Off to Loney, the booming left foot from 55 out. He lines up the goals, it's coming back, he's got it! Loney kicks a beautiful goal for the Hawks.
Well, 7-goal opening quarter for the Hawks, they'd have to love that. And no doubt about the Loney boys. We've got one at Collingwood who kicked 3 on Friday night. And now Nathan Loney just slots one from outside 50. They time it so very well. Look, Hawthorn have got one big, massive winner on the field, and it is Peter Everett. Now, if he's going to play forward on Gasper, just tell everyone to get out of his road, let him compete one-on-one, and he will mark it most times.
The Hawks playing some great football with just under 2 minutes remaining. Loney gets his first Hawks by 24 points. Gee, the Everett-Mitchell combination in the middle has been very effective in clearances.
Already, boys, the best quarter of the season for Hawthorn.
Not surprised. This is Spider resting up forward. He has had Darren Gasper cold the last 2 times it's gone down. It's only been those around him, so it's a bit like the Richardson situation at the other end. Go away, run away from him, let him be one out.
Well, he's just indicating they should do that, Gary, and really not many taking a lot of notice out there. So Campbell tries to win the ball for the Tigers. He held it in and under a little long. Eventually it comes out. Reese on the end of this one, through the middle of the ground, goes to Spider. They converge. Players were not separated far enough away from Spider, Gary.
That's the thing. They think they're far enough away, Brian. They think 20 metres is far enough, But when the ball's in the air, it gives them a chance. They have to be on the move and away, 40 metres away.
Oh, this kick's a shocker. Hawthorn 10 disposals per goal. Richmond 31. What about that for efficiency? And the opposite can be said of Richmond.
And once again, they've bunched it up, though, Gary.
Right now, Williams, Leckus and Hodge.
And a drop short, off hands, chance for Clark. They've got the numbers here, the Hawks. Smith was lurking, didn't matter in the end. Now the high up and under. Here's Spiders go, but you have to beat 3 of them. Marsh got a hand on the ball. For all that, there was no one front and square for the Hawks, but they'll get another go at it here. Joel Smith dancing around, lines up and kicks a point.
Fleming's in a bit of trouble too for the Tigers. Got one in the marking contest. Joel Smith started on the interchange bench. There's Fleming coming in, number 19, right in the back of Campbell, crashed heads. Joel Smith's got the flu, got the same flu that Nick Holland's got, which has prevented Holland from taking his spot, so that's why he's spending a lot of time up forward.
25-point lead to Hawthorn. And a nasty clash there. Both players remaining on the ground, though, although Fleming's still holding his head.
He's in a bit of trouble, Fleming.
He's a tough nut, there's no doubt about that. Tivendale out wide. Marsh extends the arms. Got a couple of bites of it, couldn't complete it. Roden through real heavy traffic. Brown. Jackson now. Across the goal, it's high. Callaway's got his man under the ball a little, did well, but offhand, Spider. The drilling ball, siren sounds. It was on to Williams, but a great quarter by Hawthorn, their best for the year. They led it by 25 points. That man there, as the crowd stands as one. Some elect to sit, of course, Gary. 7-4-46 to Richmond. 3-3-21. It's the Hawks by 25 points. Start of the second quarter. The Hawks by 25 points. Getting a little darker here at the MCG. Oof. Roden. Some fists flying in there. Nathan Brown, fast hands, was good. Hartigan finds the loose man at half-back. Campbell. Now the run of Bowden, who just goes straight down the middle. Good direct play. Richo can attack. Decided to just ease up at the last moment. It was smothered. Tivendale on his favoured left side. Kick around the body. Bending, bending. Got it. Tigers, great start second quarter.
No, they have to get more dangerous, Brian, up forward, because they had far more of the footy. In fact, right now, they've had just over a quarter of footy, 24 more possessions than the opposition, yet they trail badly on the scoreboard. So what it means is they're winning plenty of footy around the ground, but when they get forward, they've got no dangerous forward. So they've tried to change that. They've got Schultz down there now. They've also got Richo in the goal square. Andy Cracker not far away.
19 points the difference within 30 seconds. Opening goal. Off hands, Brown trying to get himself out of the situation of receiving back-to-back wooden spoons at separate clubs. As Brian Taylor brought to the table today.
He'd be delighted that you've been able to bring that up today, Brian, I reckon, Nathan.
I don't know why I brought that up.
I'll tell you what, it's working though. It gives you something to talk about. Mitchell, long, up to full forward. Campbell, up he goes. He got it on the second attempt. That's a great mark. Oh, well, that's something for the day for the Hawks fans. They need this bloke to step up in the next few years. He's a big boy. 199 centimetres and over 110 kilos, 22 years of age. Only 31st game of footy from Rutherglen. And he was off the rookie list in 2001. And that's the sort of thing you want a big man to do.
Well, the great thing was, Eddie, he had one man to beat. Makes a difference.
So Robert Campbell coming in. The kick is on its way, splits the middle, and the Hawks reply within 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, it's got to tell Donald McDonald and his coaching staff in there. Robert Campbell's got 2 goals and Peter Everett's got 2 goals, playing as the tall marking forward at full forward. Now that has to tell them a story. Keep out, give them a chance. 1 out against Gasper, who is just, well, it's a bit sad to see a former All-Australian full-back. being exposed in the manner that he is, but that is something that Hawthorn need to exploit in a big way.
The Hawks back out to the quarter-time margin of 25 points.
More bad news for Zantuck, who limps from the ground now.
Yep, he's coming off.
He's injured himself.
He has indeed. Chaffee tidies up at half-back. Bowden. Tackled by Adrian Cox with the unusual hairdo. They clash in the middle, the Tigers. Hall. Cracker and Weller went at it. And there is Ty Zantuck. Is limping pretty pronounced there. Something to do with the left leg or inside the left leg. Just explaining it to the doctor there now. So it's been an eventful day for Ty Zantuck already. The Tigers go inside 50. Weller appealing for the free and the holding the man. Crowe did really well. Got it out wide looking for Clark near the boundary line. Happy to see it. Schultz was right on his tail.
Now, Gary, the Weather Bureau have just told us, Chief Meteorologist Luke Tunnicliffe, that the rain is on its way.
Good.
And we can say that. Brendan Gale, of course, of Tasmania, would know how to read the weather.
Well, he wasn't sure. He had a bit each way. Benny?
Yes, as I said, a conspiracy, Brian.
Well, Brendan's opening was, yes, the conspiracy is rain around, but I think it might stay away.
Well, a lawyer with a conspiracy theory usually means good billings.
Richmond, a lot more of the footy in this game so far, yet they trail on the scoreboard.
Well, the clouds, for what it's worth, seem to have gone past so far, but there's another lot coming over the city and heading towards us in the next 10 or 15 minutes, you'd think, as Vandenberg, as we get back to the footy, and leave Lavinia Nixon to do the weather. Here's Bowden. The reason why I started banging on about the weather is that this lead is going to be very important if the rain really hits. And that's the point. If it does hit, it's going to hit in a big way.
Braden Tallis getting a big round of applause there. Of course, playing his last game, 163rd game of AFL football today for the Hawthorn Footy Club.
So the margin is 25 points to the Hawks. Next goal is absolutely vital in this match. Absolutely vital. Brennan has done very well so far. The young man, Hodge, quick hands to Vandenberg, who's just given him a bit of spark. He kicks it out wide. Campbell gets his chance. Out comes the shotgun, grabs the ball, dragged to the ground by Hartigan. It was enough, though, for Beaumont to get onto the left boot. Now he handballs inboard. Vandenberg again goes long. Campbell's got the set. Up he goes. Over the head will be a goal anyway. No one touched it. Vandenberg gets the goal. The Hawks get a big one.
A little bit of luck. Just a little bit of luck might be the difference for the Hawks today. They got 9 goals on the board just into the second quarter. And let's have a look at this.
Once again, the Gary Lyon theory works.
Get in quick.
You never know your luck in the big city.
Exactly, and you're not going to reap the benefit of the luck on the scoreboard if you don't attack the goal square. Top of the square. Oh, it certainly hit a finger.
Ooh. Well, we
Robert
better have a look at that again, that last shot, if we could just wind it back.
Robert Campbell's dislocated a finger as that ball went through. Watch his finger. Back it goes. Now.
Oh, no. Well, there was only 3 bad goal umpiring decisions, according to the umpires, going up to last week, and I think we're up to 30 now.
In fairness, Ed, it was very, very faint. Gasper didn't even approach the goal umpire in protest at all, so he was close by, and I don't think he knew. It was pretty obvious from the replay, but, gee, the umpire happened about 20 metres out from goal, so...
He's just picking up the top of his finger at the moment.
Oh, give him a break, fellas. Come on.
Oh,
Callaway.
Great defender.
Chaffee. Out wide. Gee, rain. I can see it falling in the city now.
Oh, yes.
It'll be here in about 20 seconds. Make no mistake about it. So this lead, as you rightly pointed out, Ed, is of vital importance. 31 points to the Hawks. And Benny Gale, with a bit each way, has nailed it. Fleming, driving ball.
Here it comes.
Sort of goal missed. Rain has arrived at the construction zone, and here it comes to us.
Let's get Benny Gale. He's the man on the spot, Brendan.
I'm just trying to fit into a rain jacket here, but 9 have given me Tony Liberatores. I think it's about 4 sizes too small, guys.
Oh, we're going to have a work cover complaint now from the lawyer.
There he is. Look at Brendan. Have a look at him.
He's come prepared, hasn't he? Oh, gee whiz.
It's not the Plus Collins Street office now.
Callaway. Lekas. Driving rain here at the MCG. Chaffee!
Great mark.
Wonderful stuff. Winded himself, falling on his back as well. That is just magnificent play.
Tackles are 21-10 in favour of Hawthorn, Brian, so they really have come to play, the Hawks. And that tackle count is going to be important in the next half hour of football in the rain now, because it's going to become a greasy football, hard football required now as the Hawks get it out wide. They can run. Clark picks up and shins it forward. Everett waits for the bounce, gets behind it, which you have to do with a wet ball, then kicks around the body. He was over finessing that, and over the line, out of bounce it goes. Bowden from defensive 50. Look at this from Chaffee.
That is as good a mark as we're likely to see today.
Hurt himself on landing.
He did, and courage and commitment and skill. Fantastic effort.
Up the line, Blumfield to Campbell. Inside, Campbell's kick. Ball. Give away there to Fleming. Oh, left foot high up and under. Good luck marking that. Off hands though, Coughlin, read it best. Trying to give the handball inside. Loney was there though. Now to Graham. Hawks can work something out here. No one leading, so Graham has to go inboard. Danger, danger, danger. Vandenberg breaks a couple of tackles. Now Graham can pick a player out. He goes out wide, out to Brennan, who picks it up beautifully on the half volley. Around the body he goes. That's a very, very good kick, Gary.
It is. Actually, it was young Kane.
It's Kane, wasn't my mistake? I'm sorry, Kane.
They've both been pretty good.
From Upway to Tacoma in his 13th game. Did it well because he picked it up on the half volley and then got a bit of distance with the kick, but also put it to the right spot.
Yeah, it's safety as well. So Kane and Brennan both being good youngsters for the Hawks.
They have indeed. So well done there to young Ben Kane.
Hardigan, a bounce. The Tigers mounting a bit of a challenge here. Bowden, driving ball. Richardson gets rid of his man. The umpire said holding the man.
Big tug of the jumper it was, Brian. So correct decision, umpire in very good position.
He had a perfect view, Gary. Let's have a look at it. Just a bit of a tug, Gary. It was
big tug, Brian.
Ever so slight.
No, not slight.
Kane over the top. Spider works forward, picks it up magnificently. Look at the big fella move. Brushes his good mate off in Nathan Brownie. Wouldn't be happy with that, Brownie. Everett goes forward with a driving ball. And Williams won't get there. Boundary line beats all comers. So the rain has arrived. Still falling quite heavily here at the MCG.
There it is. Almost pulled him out of his jumper. Free kick to Jonathan Hay. Yeah, no doubt I'm right.
Well, I didn't say you weren't.
Was that ever in doubt, Gary?
Oh, it is when you're with Brian, Edward.
Wasn't as big as you thought it was.
So, Gary, I'm just wondering how get Brian and myself right this week's column. I'm waiting for you to throw up the topic.
Very good point.
I just watch
Once
and
again, the Herald Sun column from Gary.
Well, if you actually wrote it
edition
for
of
me,
Sunday Footy.
That'd help.
Cracker gets it out to Coughlin. To
As
Campbell.
opposed to Luke, who waits till I write him and then does his stats for the coming week.
Campbell now kicks inside 50. Richo's got to beat a couple. Did well. Brought it to ground. First to recover was Richo. Can he kick the goal? Richo round the corner. Richo delivers. First goal of the game for the big man.
Great effort, Matthew Richardson. Fantastic recovery. You've got to keep your feet with these conditions. It's having a good battle with Jonathan Hay. Hay's back into a bit of form and a bit of touch. Just watch this. Stays in the contest, recovers first, gets a great shepherd, and then just got the skill to finish. So get some great confidence out of this. Take the front position, back hard, and then first to recover.
Matthew Richardson snapping that goal for the Tigers to kick their second of the quarter. 2 goals all in the second quarter. Rain has stopped. Momentarily, still very dark, looking towards the city, out of the middle. Hodge with a driving torpedo inside 50. Callaway stood under it and marked it nicely.
They've been enjoying a good 5 minutes here, the Tigers.
Chaffee, Bowden, been the star for the Tigers since being dropped in round 6 this year. Bowden wanted to straighten the ball up a bit. Oh, over the top went the big leap of Brennan.
Free kick to Schultz, I think you'll find, against Mark Graham.
The Schultz appealing for the ball. 55 metres out from goal. He's got Richo one out.
Reverse headlock.
Now get it in there quickly. Richo saying, come on.
Yeah, win you the judo gold medal, that one.
Get it in there. Now
Well,
you can see Corrode going back. Well, the handball off to Coughlin. Coghlan from 52 metres out directly in front. Richo, good shepherd as well. Tigers on a mini roll here.
Well, there's no doubt about class. Mark Coghlan has barely played a game of footy this year because of the problems he's had with the osteitis pubis and those sorts of things, but he's straight back in, and it's like he hasn't been away. Last year's best and fairest winner. Just some players have got the ability to find the footy, win the footy, and have a bit of an influence. And he's certainly done that. Nice and excited too. It's been a while coming back for Mark Coghlan.
Seven minutes ago, Hawthorn were out to a game-high 31-point lead. Back-to-back goals to the Tigers, and it's back to 3 goals the difference. And suddenly, the dark clouds have lifted, literally, from the Tigers. Bounce, wasn't a flash one. Marsh got the first hit. Pachoni knocked it forward for the Hawks. Coming out, Beaumont off hands. Here's a chance for Clark. Right on 50, nice kick to Williams. He has a lot of friends in the Tiger Army. Has he out there today, Williams? We don't miss him as he comes out, but he's been very effective.
Great work by Tim Clark. Cops a lot of criticism for his disposal, and this is on the non-preferred. That is a beautiful kick because he didn't try and drill it at him. He just sat it up and let Williams make his own pace towards the footy.
So in he comes. 1 goal, 1. Should have had 2. Missed one from an easy position, and he's done the same again, has he? Just trying to chip it forward instead of kicking through the ball, and he has missed 2 absolute puts, and in fact 1-3 now for Williams, but 2 from really ordinary. You saw that the knee was bent, he chipped it up in the air. Everything that you don't want to do kicking for goal, he did.
Brown, Hardigan. Tigers have got clear space here. There goes Weller. Careful in his bouncing of the ball. Short ball to Roden. Elected not to play on umpire, said he did. Fair enough. Comes back to Weller on his non-preferred side. Richo setting himself here. Cracker ground level. Got one high. A friendly one. Umpire said ball up, and I think that was probably the right decision in the end. As we take a look at it, it was just leaning there. Campbell Brown. 25 metres out from the Tiger goalmouth. They've kicked 2 in a row, the Tigers, and they trail by just 18 points. Another one would really open this game up here as we head to half-time. Tallis in his retiring game. Blumfield gave it up. Mitchell over the tops. Hawks, beautifully weighted kick from Mitchell it was. Here they go. Bateman, centering ball, looking for Williams. Williams doing a bit of holding. Umpire said play on. The back of the pack was Gasper. Hardigan was dumped by Williams, and we'll have a ball up. 60 out from the Hawks goal. Let's go down to Brendan Gale.
And gents, Ty Zantak's had a tough day at the office. He's a good sign for Ty. He's up running around the boundary. Been told he has a cork thigh and will more than likely take his place after half-time.
Good news.
I heard a bit those, the old corkies. Run it out. Free kick out of the ruck work going the way of the Tigers. Marsh to Campbell. Campbell sees Chaffey. That's where the kick goes. Wobbles out to him. Chaffey marks pretty much on centre wing. Handballs out to Brown on his non-preferred. Chins it forward. Callaway mucking around the Tigers. And no decent possessions.
Free kick here. Just walked across the line.
Oh, Leckis. Did 1 free kick or 2. And Gasper dashes away. Kicks it inside 50. Crow, beautiful play. Put Schultz out of business, took a good strong mark, then gave it away. Up towards the defensive 60 for the Hawks, and taking over the line and out, Kane for a throw in.
Yeah, Terry Wallace would be a very interested observer here. May well have had the choice of both clubs. What's he thinking about Darren Gasper, Brian?
Not sure, Gary, but he's an All-Australian fullback of a couple of years ago and still in the middle of a contract. I think you've got to let him play on, don't you? What would your thoughts be, Gary?
Well, he just looks very, very badly out of form. I guess there will be a possibility if they can structure up properly, he might still be able to play as a third tall defender, but he's not capable. It doesn't look like of playing on key position players.
Crode's had 11 disposals and 4 rebound 50s today. Good day for Trent Crode.
I guess there's an example of a player who was out of form, though, and been able to come back.
Look at the Everett tap to Brown, and then on to Graham, and then Kane. It was brilliant play, set up and started by Spider. Now the delivery to Williams. Got good body position. Lunging attempt, umpire said he hit the ground. Not sure the umpire could have seen it from where he was, but Leckus around the corner. The driving ball. Mark's been taken by Bowden. Hawk supporters wanted a bit of a push on Kane there from Bowden. Not on, says the umpire. Campbell. The Tigers have kicked 2 in a row, and they're playing some reasonable football in the middle stages of this second quarter. Campbell.
17th possession for Wayne Campbell.
Dopping and propping. Coughlin working the handball wide. Chaffee.
See, they're over-possessing the Tigers.
Kick it long when you're unsure. You've got a big man there like Marsh and Schultz. Both can mark it in the air. Cracker. That was a throw. Umpire saw it, surely. Schultz driving ball. Brown. One out with Raiden Tellis. Off the ground, Brown. From the impossible angle. Had the fresh airy. And copped the hip and shoulder as well as the ball goes over the line out of bounds.
It's a bit of magic from Cracker, a bit of basketball it was back in the heavy traffic. Joel Bowden, 8 possessions. He's up to 14. Watch this. A little bit of just bounce, and little tap. That's all right.
Off the ground, Brown has kicked a miraculous goal. Brown has conjured something from nothing.
Well, that gives the Tigers something to shout about, and more importantly, gets them back within 13 points. Nathan Brown, something from nothing indeed. It's just a good lesson there at those boundary throw-ins close to goal. Don't just stand under the pack, be on the move. Brown was on the move. Raiden Tellis has done a pretty good job on Nathan Brown up to date. Been around the goals, he's dangerous. In fact, he's up to 15 possessions. Pretty innocuous 15.
So amazingly, the Tigers have been able to kick the last 3 goals in the last 8 minutes of play to get within 13 points. The amazing part being, of course, that Brown had the soccer on the boundary line with his right foot, missed the lot, and then got onto his left and put in the back of the net. Beckham would have been proud of that one. Here's his namesake, Campbell Brown, also on the left boot. Kicks it out wide. And
Good this kid.
Kane, he's been good. The upweight Tacoma boy. His 13th game of football. He's strong with his boot too. This one no exception. Williams has to sit front and square. Everett went high. Couldn't hold the mark, and Tivendale just says, all right, that's enough. I've had enough. With a bounce.
Well, 156 possessions, Richmond to Hawthorn 121. They got some big numbers. Bowden 14, Hardigan 13, Campbell up to 18, and Nathan Brown 15. They've just got to get to, they've got Nathan Brown forward now with Richo, so much more dangerous setup.
Oh, roving the tap beautifully was Spider. Everett kicks to the square. Campbell punched away by Blumfield. Over the line out of bounds. Last 8 minutes, boys. Disposals 28-14 Richmond. So 2-1 there. Inside 50 has been 5 all. It just shows how much Richmond have been mucking around at half-back, chipping Campbell and Chaffee and these guys. But goals have been 3-zip to Richmond. I suppose if you've got it, it's a bit hard to score for the opposition, isn't it?
That work by Spider, again good. Didn't quite nail the player. Williams has got it. Almost up on the wing there. Avoids the tackler from behind with pace and evasiveness.
Free kick
Kick
down the
forward.
ground.
They'll go to Kane.
They've hit Williams again.
Yep.
They just keep hitting him.
They have. I think it's Fleming, I reckon it might be. That flattened him after he kicked the ball, Williams. Now he's slow to get up.
They're going to watch this all day, the umpires. Any time Williams goes down, it's going to be a free, although he is down in a bit of trouble here.
Well, Fleming it was, the player that has transgressed here. Slow getting up. Now he's up, and he's looking for the perpetrator.
Well, in the meantime, Kane will line up for goal. And there is Mark Williams getting some attention. As we see, Kane lining up for a goal. Had a fine passage of play, but he's missed this opportunity. His Tigers with a big let-off there. And he has kicked 1 goal, 5 this year so far.
I think Kane is not able in front of goal.
Exactly, for a career total of 1-6.
Comes off the man that gave away that free kick, and on comes Hyde.
Off hands, Jackson.
And there's a bit happening down on the boundary too, boys. Sorry.
Well up. Yep.
Mitchell get down to Benny Gale on that one.
Mitchell and Hardigan were going on it in the interchange gates when they were both off the field. Can you believe it?
Fleming it was. Fleming.
Fleming it was. Rain falling again. It's happening here. I don't know which way to look, Gary.
Emergency umpire just trotting over to have a bit of a chat too.
It was a definite coming together, Benny Gale. I'm not sure if you saw it down there on the boundary. Definite coming together between Mitchell and Fleming.
Got a good look at it, Gary. Yeah, Tim Fleming came off. Sam Mitchell left the bench where he was sitting to confront Fleming and have his 10 cents worth. And apart from that, not too much doing. John Vickery, the Richmond boxing coach, come in and separate them, and they took their seats.
Third man in. So box on.
Well, if the
back to your corners.
If the boxing coach comes in, might be a good idea then to just separate. Here we go.
There we go. Yeah, umpire Gavin Dorr as well, the emergency umpire. Here's Tivendale on the break. Beautiful kick. Straighten the Tigers up. Now Chappie can run in a straight line down the ground. He goes with a left boot. Quick transition for the Tigers. Richo had the sit. His spot was taken though, and now he has to do all the work at ground level. They're falling over left and right, and is that intentional? Yes, it is, said the umpire.
Oh, dear me.
Umpire Coates.
Umpire talked into a decision before.
Umpire Coates. I don't know what he was supposed to do there, but anyway, let's have a look at it. He was heading towards the boundary line, there's no doubt about it, but the free kick's been paid to Richo. So Richo now runs round in the pocket, bends it back. He's bent it too far back and through for a point. Well, it's got everything, this game.
Oh, you don't leave us. This is a beauty here. Now, Trent Crode's there. He's the man you could say if you're going to mount a case. But Andrew Coates sat there. It was like a cricket appeal. It got upheld.
Good 20-metre knock too, wasn't it? Bowden out wide. Doesn't matter. Play goes on. There's plenty happening in this game. Stay with us because anything could happen here. Bowden driving ball. Crode strong. Richardson late.
Free kick to Chance Bateman, I think you'll find.
Raining heavily again here now. Richmond on a run. 3 goals in succession. Hawthorn missing an opportunity a moment ago. Ball goes to centre wing. Graham flew. Leckis.
Did well.
Now Blumfield diving. So the Tigers doing well. The Nathan Brown kick spots up the skipper Campbell, wearing the famous number 17.
Possession number 19 coming up for Wayne Campbell.
Campbell just slowing things down a little. And this is not good news for the Tigers. Now Weller's on. Have to mark it over the top. He does. No, he dropped the put. Real easy mark. Bateman. Weller did well to make up. Poked it through to Hyde. Bateman's there. Cracker arrives. Runs straight through him. Great tackle by Cracker as well. Roden now. Long ball. Richardson, a genuine one out. Campbell gets back. Richo there. Hawks arrive in numbers. Richo doesn't give up on this one. And Paccioni dangerously through the goal square to Cox, and they're out of trouble.
No, they're not. It's coming back. Ray Hall thumps it long. Richo again wrestles with 3. Up go the Hawks. A nest of them. And it's over the line and out of bounds. And Richo's 1 against 4 at the moment, but well done to the 2 Hawk defenders. They're all getting back to give Hay a bit of a chop out.
Well, they've got to make sure that Trent Crode becomes accountable for a man, because it's just making life too difficult for Matthew Richardson at the moment.
The rain tumbles down at the MCG. Minute 20 left in the half. Richmond desperate to get a goal here. Trailing by 13 points. They fought their way back into the game. They trailed by 31 points halfway through the quarter. Ball slips out. Cracker tried to find something. Hodge in the goal square for Hawthorn. Hawks can't afford to concede here. They go short. Leckis provides the target. Clark leads, got away. Vandenberg out there now, and Vandenberg marks at half-back flank. Still time for the Hawks till they get going. Loney, beautiful kick. Has a few on. Bateman is lurking. Spider flies. Off hands. Tivendale now. Can the Tigers mount a counter-offensive? Chaffee swings it back. Whoa, Cox just slipped around the back there. Off hands, Nichols. Now something for the Tigers. Brown's got it. Brown can make something happen. 28 seconds and counting. Nathan Brown, Richardson. Brown with his 17th disposal. Time ticking down. Last chance. Richo's got to beat 2. Campbell's got the front spot and the mark. The kick was ordinary. And that should do it for the half.
Poor choice by Nathan Brown.
Hay kicks out to Vandenberg. 8 seconds. And that'll definitely mean the final score at the end of the half. We'll see the Hawks in front. Here's Brown tried to kick a torpedo and it just wobbled forward, and Campbell got the front spot, and that was enough. So throw in with 5 seconds left on the clock. Unless there's a free kick immediately, you'd say that'd be it for the half. Hall taps it down. Mitchell, one more stat. Trent Crode crashing his way through the pack. He's had a very good first half of football. Nathan Thompson in his civvies, of course, out with a hamstring injury. Johnny Hook leads them on, and Donald McDonald comes onto the arena as the rain absolutely pours down here at half-time at the MCG on Sunday football. Hawthorn lead by 13 points, 9-6 to 7-5.